Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major, and I give you a coin made of stone.
And I'm Rafi.
And I'm Tip.
And today we're going to talk about some new Netflix trailers that popped up online this week. So I think Netflix is finally revealing some things that we actually want to see. So unlike Army of the Dead and I don't know, whatever the hell else they've been spewing out. So I guess the first one I really want to see and, interested and really enthused to view is The Sandman. So
And
there was like a
Netflix, they can just keep pumping it out, and I'll just keep hitting play and putting it on in the background while I do other things.
this show I might actually, pay attention to. So I think it was just like a brief little introduction. So like basically it showed what's the
Sandman?
guy? It showed the Sandman, but it also showed like the cult that traps him as well. So,
Yeah, not gonna lie, the Sandman trailer left.
much
I watched like the behind the scenes making of it, and that kind of revealed a little bit more.
oh,
But
I,
the Sandman trailer revealed nothing.
I thought you were gonna say it left a lot to be desired. See what I did there?
No,
I do.
it's
I do
not
for it.
material.
His sister brother is called Desire. So
But we're going to be watching it. We're going to be covering on the podcast, right, Forrest?
the show, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
When's
I think
its release date?
exciting-
I think it's gonna be. Oh shit! I can't. Maybe like next year, because I know like Cowboy Bebop's gonna be November and Witcher's gonna be December, so it might be next. I think it might be this year, but I forgot to look for the date. Anyone want to look that up real quick? I don't know. We'll I don't know, there'll probably be announcements.
Cowboy Bebop.
Wait, so with Cowboy Bebop, so I've never seen it. Is it basically like a Japanese version of their take on space?
It's like
Cowboy.
it's the live version of the anime Cowboy Bebop.
Well, like the
You're talking
anime is
about
basically
Cowboy
like
Oh yeah, or are you talking about why it's called
I
Cowboy?
It's
thought
basically
first looked pretty interesting.
oh well, I hadn't seen Archer in like 10 years, but yeah, Cowboy Bebop's
You've seen the
basically like
intro,
for Archer. Oh
right?
no, I
This
haven't.
is, yeah, oh, you
No.
don't remember the intro to Archer? Well, then that joke's definitely not going to land. Anyone
Nope.
else? Well, you guys
Well,
should
Cowboy Bebop
yes.
like precedes
watch
Archer
the
though
first
by
couple
like.
seasons.
First of all,
No, I'm talking about like just the style of it. It's like the intro, like when you watch.
but the intro
the Cowboy
is
Bebop trailer.
yeah, it's exactly like the one from the anime though. So like to say that they
So
ripped off
in
Archer.
in that case, Archer ripped off Bebop.
Yeah, they got
Yes,
a very
exactly.
similar
Again,
intro.
not knowing anything about the source material over here. So again, we're gonna be covering it. It's gonna be very exciting to hear how mad Matt gets about how poor this TV show is, and maybe I'll like it. Maybe we'll have conflicting ideologies because
I really enjoyed. Oh, sorry.
It seems to be
No, go ahead.
I really enjoyed the anime.
it seems to be embracing the anime more than I guess the Death Note adaptation did, and I do think John Cho's like 20 years too old to play Spike. He's like 49, I think, and like Spike's like 27. And I think he actually like broke his ankle during filming, and they had to shut down production for 9 months. So that should be like a big clue. Like maybe he's a bit too old for this role.
Maybe
like
they
the-
should use stun doubles.
Yeah.
God.
Well, Netflix usually only does 3 seasons, so he can probably run until he's 52. Now, there's a rare exception to that rule, right?
I mean, that is ageist for me to say, but to be fair, like, if they're going for like accuracy, they probably should.
Oh,
go
is
something
it
younger.
ageist? I don't think it's ageist if it's going for accuracy. Like, if you hired a 50-year-old man to play a 20-year-old character and like that character in a graphic novel or a novel itself is 20 years old and you hire a 50-year-old, I don't think it's ageist to say that guy's too old for the part. It's like, whitewashing or something else.
Casting is casting.
It's
Yeah, you
people
find
being
somebody
upset.
that
It's people
fits
being
them.
upset that the casting's not like the source material. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Forrest, you wanted a date on Cowboy Bebop. It was November 19th.
Yeah, I knew that. I'm like, I want to know what Sandman's is.
Oh, Sandman hasn't been released yet.
I know
That's
it hasn't- None of,
cruelty.
none of them haven't released.
No, they haven't released a date for it.
They haven't announced. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they haven't
All
released. They haven't announced a release date. They haven't released a date for it to be released. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I was
they
very
haven't released a
surprised
date for it.
that Cowboy Bebop's gonna be with us in like less than 2 months. So, I mean, they're definitely. I can definitely see some episodes they're adapting from the anime, like the one with the the Mad Clown. I think the clown was in the trailer, like Mad Perot, I think is what he's called. So yeah,
Mad
It's-
clowns. Everyone
That
loves
was a
mad
creepy
clowns.
clown.
yeah. So, and Vicious is in it. Obviously, he's like the main bad guy in the anime. So, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. They definitely have like the look. They're reusing the opening credit music. So,
Like they got their same outfit.
yeah. So,
It's like a
very-
film noir about.
It's a space western, but with jazz music instead of like. That's basically the best way
Yeah,
to.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. When did it come out? Like the early 90s?
like no late.
Or was
90s,
it
I
like
think.
late 80s?
Late 90s, I think it came out. So and it's interesting because it's not based off an anime. It's not based off a manga. So it's like it was like created as an anime. So I think that's why it's like so iconic. It's like it's not an adaptation.
Interesting.
It's very much an original entity.
Oh,
They probably did make like a manga adaptation of the anime though.
That's what I was going to ask you.
But
Is
it was originally an anime. It wasn't based off a manga like most anime is. So
Oh, yeah, it was 98.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's definitely probably like the most popular or one of the most beloved animes here in the West. So I think people have very high expectations for it, myself included. But if it winds up sucking, we'll always have the anime to rewatch. So I think it's on Hulu. I might actually rewatch it. Just in
Yeah, it's been
preparation
a
for
long
this.
time.
So
And then you can compare better.
yeah, I guess we're gonna. Yeah, I mean, y'all haven't watched it, but I guess we're gonna do. Well, Robbie has, but I guess we're gonna do Edward in season 2. She's like the 4th member of the Bebop crew. So yeah, let's see. Let's talk about The Witcher real quick. Did y'all watch that trailer?
oh yeah.
Yes, I mean, it just looks like a continuation of the first season. I wasn't really. I guess Vesemir, who was like the other Witcher, and some of the other Witchers are going to be in it. So, yeah, it looks cool.
Huzzah.
I think hopefully they'll fix their mistakes from first season, and not have like a weird timeline.
Yeah, I think
know.
the directors come out and said they're not doing like it's going to be a linear timeline.
Well, I think now they're adapting the main books now, because I think the first season was just like adapting some of the short stories, and a lot of it was just like setting up for like the first book.
Yeah, and that
So-
twist that paid off / didn't pay off, depending
Was-
on how well you were paying attention to the TV show.
The twist that it was not linear.
That they were different timelines, and yeah,
Yeah.
they could get away with it because the aging process for the Witchers and the witches.
Well, yes, like the only way you knew if
Oh,
something was in the
yeah.
present day was if Siri was there, because
But I would say going back on rewatch, like it is fun to be like, oh, I know who that old person is now because I met like their younger person and I recognize that chair or whatever. But you have to watch it like a couple times to really appreciate it,
yeah,
which
so.
I did.
But they released a few clips. I don't know if y'all saw the clips. Basically, like one was with like he's talking to like some warthog man who's like using.
Yeah,
magic
I watched
knives.
that. That was
And-
good. Interesting.
He was the guy from Game of Thrones, the guy with the crazy hair and the crazy beard. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I only got through the first season, but I mean the first half of the first season.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah.
But he's
I was-
still chugging along on Smallville, ladies and gentlemen. He's still.
I haven't watched
doing it.
Smallville in like half a year.
I thought you watched more than that.
What did you tell me?
You're
You
watching
watched The
Smallville,
Sopranos.
Forrest.
You watched The Sopranos.
Only
the other
half a
day.
season of Game of Thrones?
Well, I read the first book, so like I
Oh,
wanted
that's
to read
right.
the
He's
books
waiting.
before I-
He's waiting for the
Oh.
last book, right? It's
Yeah,
never
'cause-
gonna happen.
Because it's just like everyone like bitches about the last season. I'm just like, why should I even watch it now? Because they're gonna like drop the ball. I might as well just like wait for the books and see how
So-
it actually ends. So
If you go back and you listen or you seek out feedback from people who have watched the last season multiple times or have gone back and rewatched all of Game of Thrones through the pandemic, the
Yeah.
second watching of it is much more palpable because you're not gonna be let down by the ending. You have so many great things.
You
But
know.
because you already know the ending is gonna suck, you can enjoy it, and except for the third episode of the last season where you can't see anything, the rest of the season actually plays better than first time because first time just didn't meet any of your expectations.
And plus, you don't
So
have those
I would
huge
say,
gaps
yeah,
between episodes.
and it's not about the destination, it's about the people you kill along the way, and that's what seasons 2 through 5 and arguably 6 and some of 7 are.
Well, I'll just take your word for it. So yeah,
Yeah. Damn.
We've
When
talked about
Forrest-
this several times. We've talked about this several
Forrest
times.
shuts something down. You ain't.
I shall save
I'll
myself
watch it
48
eventually.
hours.
I'll watch it eventually. I usually watch shows like 10 years after they've been completed. Like I didn't watch Sopranos until like 2018. Like that was 10 years after
Yeah.
it finished. So I'll watch it eventually. I'm just not gonna watch it as it premieres or when it's like popular or when it's like in the the public mindset.
Would you call yourself a hipster?
No, I just have no interest in watching. I'll probably have interest later on in life, but like just not now. It's not like about being hip or getting brownie points. It's just like, well, I guess I'll watch this.
But what if it's hip because it's good?
Well, I mean, I
Not
watch
the other
Stranger
way around.
Things like as it's premiering, so it's not like this is like this particular case. I have no desire to watch until like the book, like George R. R. Martin's story's finished.
Or basically,
I'd
until you're
rather-
bored
I'd
enough
rather-
to watch them.
I'd rather absorb the story that way than through the TV show. So,
I gotcha.
so all right. So I think the last thing was like the Stranger Things trailer, which is like
Yeah,
a
so
flashback to
I
the 50s.
Before that, Netflix doesn't usually give many TV shows a fourth season, but Stranger Things 4, here we come.
Well, Ozark is getting a 4th season, and I'm pretty sure BoJack Horseman got like 6 seasons.
Yeah, but it's very rare.
Okay, I can only think 2 examples, but I think there's probably a few more.
Yeah, like Daredevil.
Well, Daredevil, that was like the whole rights issue because Marvel Studios bought Fox or Feige.
They didn't buy
got-
Fox yet.
Well, Feige's got full control over the TV verse, so he just shut down. Well, it was like Disney did not want Marvel properties on Netflix because that's their competitor. So it was basically a mandate from Disney. So it wasn't like that Netflix didn't want to renew it. Because
So do you
basically,
think Disney might ever remake Daredevil
well,
that
he's
would be
supposed to
awesome.
show up. He's supposed to show up
with
in,
their animators and their budget, dude?
Well, first of all,
So
Daredevil's
you
live
want
action.
animated Daredevil?
No, live action for sure, but
Yeah,
they're
okay.
CGI. Their ability to make
Yeah, they're digital.
good
effects
fight
and stuff.
scenes.
Well, Daredevil's going to show up, I think, in No Way Home, the 3rd Spider-Man film. And I think Kingpin's going to show up in Hawkeye. So I think they're starting to, and these are going to be like variants, not the actual ones we saw on the Netflix show. So
Variants.
yeah. So
Yeah, they're bringing
The-
in Loki.
So one will like show up as an
That whole
iguana.
yes, Dare Iguana. Oh yeah, because Loki's a crocodile. I was like, that's kind of random. Like, oh wait, no, it's not.
You find out
Yeah.
more details about alligator Loki and that he was actually really important.
Loki Gator. Oh,
He
we
was
got-
turned to an alligator to stop some evil ruler or something.
Oh man, speaking of Loki, apparently in the new What If episode, whoever wrote that episode, well, let's just like put all our cards on the table. They are officially out of ideas. Can we all agree on that? It's
How
like,
did it take them 5 episodes to run out of ideas? Don't you have to like come up with like 2 seasons worth of ideas?
they
before
ran
you
out
even
like
start?
halfway through. So it's like, what if Loki wasn't adopted and Thor decided to throw a party on Earth? So yeah.
What if the weakest episode?
Well, that's what I tried to say beforehand. Like, don't take the episode too seriously.
Yeah, but
And
it's
just
like,
enjoy it.
but it's just like they didn't even like watch the movie they're trying to parody or like divert from because like first of all
Yeah,
Odin
it definitely
Odin,
started feeling like just a regular cartoon.
the premise is just stupid. It's just like it was like so Odin gave back Loki to the Frost Giants, but they forgot to
Or never
mention that
picked
the
him
Frost
up,
Giants.
something.
Yeah, no, they actually showed him returning him to like King Laufey, which
Oh,
if you
okay.
watch the movie, Laufey left him to die because he was so small. So and like
But he just came back and
I guess he just gave him back. So that was stupid. To begin with.
somehow he was bigger.
Yeah, I guess it was like in this universe he was not small. He was like regular size. So, but like in this,
And that's why they put him back, maybe.
But like in the movie, he's so small that that Laufey leaves him to die, and that's Odin rescues him.
But
So-
what if?
Yeah. But the idea of what if is like, what if this main tweak? But like if Odin had done that, Loki would have thrown Loki away again.
Yeah.
Laufey would have, not Odin. So that was stupid. And I guess what else happened? Thor was throwing a party. Basically, it was like a cameo from all the major cosmic characters. Grandmaster was in it. A lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy were in it. So
Lots of cameos.
lots of cameos.
Oh yeah, did you see they had the gauntlet with all the stones?
It's like at the very end.
What? One of them had it.
You talking about Ultron?
Yeah, the Vision Ultron. Voltron.
No, it was before
Voltron.
that.
Yeah.
I just saw it on display in the background. They didn't even focus on it.
Voltron.
Yeah.
That they walked by in one scene. I forgot who walked by it.
Like in Thor Ragnarok.
That's it.
And I guess the original Thor.
Yeah,
was
I think-
the gauntlet in the background.
Yeah. Well, I am kind of intrigued about like the Vision Ultron Infinity Gauntlet or Infinite Ultron. Or
Yeah.
whatever, because that's like the one villain that really has not been referenced or brought up again in the movies for like 6 years.
And it
That
made
I
the
would-
Watcher a little surprised too.
Like
He
what
was
the-
surprised. What is going on with him?
Yeah, that's what I saw a YouTube thing about that they have a theory that what if he wasn't supposed to be in that dimension or timeline or whatever.
Well, Vision Ultron definitely is not, but I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna get James Spader back to voice Ultron, or if they're gonna have Paul Bettany voice him, because it's like sort of like a fusion between those two robots.
We'll have to find
yeah.
out.
I guess we'll have to wait. I guess that's what the Guardians of the Multiverse is going to be that they're building towards. Is like they're going to fight. They're like all the characters from the past episodes are going to join together to fight Voltron.
Voltron.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't very active in this last conversation. I was looking up an article by Business Insider about how your favorite Netflix shows are more likely to be canceled after 2 or 3 seasons.
Okay.
Well,
It's
that goes without
interesting.
saying.
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
only like.
so.
Unless they're
there are
making
exceptions.
money.
There's a 4 season, yeah. But like most people, like I think like Netflix,
Not-
like some data leaked or whatever, that you're just not going to make as much money on season 4 as you would on season 1 of a new show. So
Well-
because that's what gets new subscription or like
I
people
guess-
subscribe to Netflix.
I guess Jupiter's Legacy is the outlier in that equation because it couldn't even last to the season 2.
Well,
And eventually
that's
you're
gonna
just
suck,
running
but I
out of
bet- Yeah,
running
I
out of
bet it
ideas.
brought people in. Well, that's why you buy Mark Miller's properties. You just don't fire the director and tank the everything. Oh
Well,
my
apparently, like the showrunner for Jupiter's Legacy requested an X amount of money. Netflix was like, nah, and then it turned out, oh wait, we actually do need X amount of money.
Yeah.
And then he left. He's like,
It's
you
been
guys
like
are
more.
idiots.
So I
So-
try to tell you.
But we'll just see. So I really have nothing else to say about the What If episode. They couldn't even get Brie Larson to voice Captain Marvel in it. It was really stupid. Like his mother took for frickin' ever to get to Earth, or like and took enough time for him to get to Earth, for her to get to
Yeah,
Earth. That they
that
were able
he-
to clean up
That
the
he
Earth.
cleans up the whole Earth.
Yeah,
And then they're all just like studying in the middle of nowhere.
yeah.
So if you were going to get a second season of What If and it was going to be all like this episode, would you watch it?
No,
I don't think so. I wouldn't watch it.
Oh. It's funny for a
That's how-
laugh, like for
Well,
an
I
episode,
don't know, maybe
but
they'll
a
do,
whole
like-
show.
I mean, they've had a lot of like a grim episodes, right? Most of the episodes end in like death.
Yeah, and
of,
even-
of the main character, if not the universe. Definitely Tony Stark. I think he dies in like every episode or whatever.
Even the Watcher started seeming kind of humorous about it. It was like, and then they lived happily ever after.
Oh,
what?
wait. What's this?
But
I
what
didn't
if
see
they
this
didn't?
coming. Why didn't the Watcher see that coming? And like, this brings up a whole new can of worms. Like the Infinity
Well,
Stones, they don't work in other universes.
Watcher
They only work in the
does-
one universe.
the Watcher doesn't see the future though. He just observes. So he doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but he's supposed to know all these dimensions. It's something
Yeah,
in
so,
there
like,
isn't
are we watching
supposed to
this real
surprise
time?
him.
Well, I figure he only knows this universe. So there's
Like
there's
he's
multiple
talking
Watchers.
to us.
But
I
in
figured
that
he was, like, telling
universe,
us a
he doesn't
story.
know Vision is there.
Okay, maybe he
Unless
doesn't-
he was just acting that like, oh no, this as like a
No, I
Suspense
think it
for the
was
story.
sincere. It's not.
I think it
insincere,
was,
as easy as
too.
It was. But like
Okay.
that's my question. Like, what is happening? Because he's talking to us at the beginning of the episode. At the beginning of every episode, he's talking. I think to us. I don't know. He's talking out loud.
I guess that's
to
the
a
only
second
serious
person.
I guess that's the only serious thing I could think of for that episode.
yeah.
At the very end. And if this isn't like an anthology, if this actually does come together in these last 2 episodes, it's gonna have some serious implications. And it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be like a very pivotal moment.
There's
But,
only
like,
2
if
left,
the
right?
If the next 2 episodes are also like non-sequential and they don't matter or whatever, then I'm just gonna be like really confused.
I think the last 2 are probably going to be like a 2-parter.
Yeah,
Like they're going to start really recruiting the Guardians of the Multiverse to take on Vision
Take
Ultron. So
yeah.
like the next episode will be like a cliffhanger. That'll be continued in the last episode this season. So
I hope it's like a Return of the Jedi / Infinity War kind of situation.
probably.
And Vision
Carol
Ultron is
moment.
way too OP.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
ridiculous.
luckily they have Captain Marvel, who's also OP. So it evens out.
yeah.
But like, so is Captain Marvel? I thought she was like OP, but Thor kept up with her. I know she said she was
Well,
pulling her punches.
yeah.
Well,
but
she
then,
said
like,
she
we
was-
got in the middle of
yeah,
nowhere, and
the
then
I think
implication
that
was
was
she
just their
punches.
explanation for it.
The implication was that she is way stronger than Thor. She just couldn't use her full power because it would destroy the Earth or something like that. you know?
Okay.
And she'd put a huge crater in the earth.
So she's still OP, as is. But luckily the bad guy's also gonna be OP, so it'll leave it out.
That was kind of
Uh,
cool how she was absorbing all the lightning.
Yeah, sort of
Thor
like
was
Iron,
putting
sort,
out.
sort of like Iron Man in the first Avengers movie. He's like,
Yeah.
power level's 120%. It's like, how about
It's
that?
over 9,000.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
Thanks, Rob.
let's get to the hard part of the show. Let's talk about why in God's name am I still watching this show?
Oh no, what a letdown.
Why the last
Yeah.
man?
I see why they put out the first 3 episodes. Get the hype going. Those were started out very strong.
Yeah. So this episode, I guess, at the tail end, I was sort of intrigued because I guess they're introducing the daughters of the Amazon, which is sort of like the saviors in the Last Man universe. They're just like these post-apocalyptic cults that's trying to wipe out the last races of men. So you'll notice.
I am
They're trying
still
to write them
curious
out.
where it's going though. I'm still gonna watch it.
So basically, remember they were giving
Definitely.
that guy the hard time about being a trans man, like who would choose to be a man. So like basically, like I think in the comic they like hunt down and kill transgender men as well as like burn down
Oh,
sperm banks,
okay.
which is kind of weird because like those sperm banks could be used to like make more women, could they?
Right? Or keep, how else are you going to keep
Dude,
the
I thought that was so
population going?
stupid when she's a scientist, like saying this is very bad if you don't get power to the back there somehow. She's like, oh, I'm thinking about now. Basically, just letting all
Oh,
that,
yeah. Exactly.
that whole
Yeah,
sperm
nihilism.
bank. That was like
Yeah, I'm not
episode
wor-
2 or 3 or something.
I'm not worried
It's
about
like-
the future. I got to focus on now. It's like, yeah, but also at the same time, you got to keep an
Yeah,
eye on the future.
Well, it's like
You're
you
going to be
can't-
wishing later that you
where's all
thought
the
about the
sperm?
future.
I mean, once they use up all that sperm, though, it's like human race is still gonna go extinct. You can't like make new sperm unless you have men
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
life
but,
on
like,
its own.
The
So you might.
sperms, but yeah, you'll know. But you'll know if like the virus killed all the Y chromosomes in the sperm. Maybe they can have men be born with this sperm,
Just
Okay.
back to normal
and
with
then,
the.
then bam, then the men make more sperm. Bam.
Okay, yeah. I
And
get
then you
that.
can
And
just
then
keep enslave
it
the,
just
the
spreads.
babies.
It's like a
Yeah,
million.
okay.
Aren't babies already slaves, though? I mean, they really have like no rights.
I think parents would say it's the other way around.
That's true.
It's a relationship not based on
Power.
slavery, but servitude.
Yeah, I don't
By
know.
gratitude, right? I'm so glad to be living here. Let me wash these dishes for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's where we have dishwashers. So, anyway, so what else happened this episode that I totally forgot? All right, so the sister made out with the trans dude. So I guess maybe we'll see if that will
That blossoms.
blossoms
into a
and
relationship.
yeah. Why do you think the trans dude like sort of like not rejected her but like sort of like backed away? Do you think like his equipment isn't up to snuff, or
I'm not sure.
I don't really know how any of that works. Maybe she. I don't know.
It's
Or
to another part.
he.
Maybe
Excuse me.
maybe it's to another part of the episode. Like,
Maybe- Maybe the
Force-
equipment is new and he hasn't tested it out yet. So I don't know. All right. So what else happened? All right. So York's story was really dumb. Apparently, two people took apart a helicopter in in one night.
Yeah, or they to sell or at least they took it apart to get the motor to trade it for a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Why,
we're-
of course,
when
just messes everything up as usual.
wouldn't it be a lot
BTC 's
easier
bad.
just to take the helicopter to where they need to go?
Yeah, it's a. What'd you say? It's a month walk to Boston from there. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yo, just fly for like another 3 minutes so we can cut 2 days out of this trip.
Yeah, it's sort of like Lord of the Rings. Like, we take these eagles, or we could walk the whole way just to like fill out the season.
Fly, you fools. He means walk. Yeah, for another 2 movies. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that the whole point is also, I don't really like how they made Agent 355 like a cold-blooded murderer. She blew up the helicopter with the 2 women who knew that York was alive inside.
Right, or sabotaged it.
Yeah, so I was like, that's kind of
But-
fucked up. Like,
Dude, I
really?
can't believe that. Yeah, I can't believe they showed that was on purpose.
Yeah, it's like, how
I
was
I totally thought someone was aiming at him and thought he was gonna be in there or
I
something.
thought it was
Like,
sabotage. from
How
the
are they
very
expect
beginning.
us to like this character now? Like, she's a cold-blooded murderer.
I don't
and,
know
like-
if is she supposed to be likable?
All she
She's
focuses
just
on
supposed to
her
Well,
be
the
a
comic
badass.
in the comic, you know,
She's
she's,
the
you know,
job
she doesn't
done.
kill unless it's like absolutely necessary. Like, you know, she
Yeah,
wouldn't,
we're right there. She's like, oh, whatever.
She wouldn't kill two
murder them.
She wouldn't kill 2 like innocent pilots who just happened to like be doing their jobs. You know, so that was just like,
I guess.
how am I
'cause they
supposed to like this character?
Knew
now?
that.
So also with I think Hero, like she killed that one dude who was
I
She
guess
was
if you
sitting with-
think about it, how quickly would that information spread from those 2 people?
well, it's just like, you know,
Pretty
people.
fast.
If you think about it on that
You
side,
tell the people on,
But
you tell the
people
people on
found
the
it.
white lawn, on the front lawn.
'Cause I think-
But people found out in the comic
believe-
too.
I believe that's how
And-
she's thinking is that way though. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but people found out. I mean, women found out in the comic too that York was still alive, and they basically just like, I think like one woman like takes a picture of him with his pants down, and like, but people like dismiss it as like tabloid. So it's like, you know, you could say that you saw a man, but like
Yeah,
whether or not people are going to
also
believe
their
you.
campaign.
Yeah, so
I think it's just like an extra headache with.
yeah,
I'm not saying that's a reason to take.
I just
people's
it was
lives
not
as
yeah it
spoilers.
was not a good piece of writing. It was not a good creative choice by the showrunner. As was having Hero kill the one dude she's sleeping with. Like, so I felt like the two.
You were
Yeah.
talking about them not being likable, but I don't really think any of the characters here are likable. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
also
but
don't
especially,
expect
you know-
characters to be likable in a post-apocalyptic television show. I
Well-
expect to root for the least shitty person.
You shouldn't have him like kill unnecessarily though, you know.
I agree.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll keep watching this show. I kind of want to see how if the Daughters of the Amazon thing is going to pay off, because that was sort of
Well,
like,
you have to keep watching it. We're talking about it on the podcast.
that's true. I'm committed now. So,
look what
but-
you've done to Matt. He keeps telling us.
yeah. So what else had this episode?
Hey, I want to hear it until you guys watch MODOK.
Oh no way.
I've watched MODOK
guys, watch-
actually.
Watch MODOK.
I was
We're
hungover
gonna
one
talk
day
about
and
it.
just laid on the couch and watched MODOK.
It is a good show for hangovers. I do love
Okay.
this Oswald.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have no idea where this TV show is going. A month of Boston, geez, wake me up in a couple episodes, especially if they're just going to be hanging out in the woods. Like, they didn't even move from their campfire this whole episode, I don't think. Or,
Yes.
no, they did. They got
No,
the
they got that motorcycle.
Yeah. All right, I'll be here for next episode. I'm here. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. See you same time next week.
What about the whole like washing his clothes thing?
Oh,
Wow.
right. Geez, didn't expect the Y to be so.
I feel like she was making that awkward on purpose.
I hope so.
Just laughing on the inside at him.
All right. I know.
Speaking of other Hulu shows, Murders, Only Murders in the Building. That show's pretty good with Steve Martin and the other guy who's phenomenal.
Martin
And-
Short.
Yeah.
Phenomenal,
It's
but
not
but not memorable.
Is it? Yeah, Martin Short and I thought it was Martin Short. I just was afraid to say his name. And Selena Gomez.
It's pronounced Jiminy Glick. Oh, Selena Gomez is in it. I don't. Who is she again?
She's like a pop star.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might check it out.
Billboard phenomenon. But anyway, it's cute. It's nice. It's it's a podcast. It's fun.
What did you think of What We Do in the Shadows? How far along did you get?
I
into
watched
that?
one episode and did not find the appeal in it. I was like, this is dumb. I see like it's a dumb show, but maybe it gets better. So I watched the trailer for season 3 and I was like, no, this still looks really dumb. Doesn't mean it's not hilarious. Doesn't mean I won't watch it, but
I'd
Did
probably
not
give it a
want-
few more
did not go
episodes.
further than okay. Did not go.
The
further
first
than season
episodes
one.
are not that strong, but I think eventually, as it gets into season 2, is like amazing. But I
So
think
it's like
like
The
season,
Office.
season 1's like you gotta give it a few episodes to like
Okay.
get invested. There's like one episode with I think Colin Robinson's probably the best character on the show though.
I did think the energy draining vampire. Like
Yeah.
I did laugh out loud at that part when
There's
they
an
introduced him.
Yeah, there's an episode where he meets an emotional vampire in the office, and basically like she just like tells sappy or sad stories about her life in order to drain people's energy. So it's like an evolved form of emotional or an energy vampire is an emotional vampire. So that's kind of
Okay.
funny. And they're both like one like they get into like a battle, and one's like he's trying to bore her, and she's trying to like make him sad, and they start floating in the air, and like all the lights start going off. So
Okay.
it gets pretty
I'm back
epic.
in.
So.
I'm back in, ladies and gentlemen. Episode
Yes.
2. Here we go.
And then the Colin Robinson episodes are pretty good. There's like one where he gets promoted and he basically becomes like a god. He just can just point at people and like drain their energy. So that one's a pretty good one. So anyone where he's like the main focus of the episode is pretty good.
Nice.
There's also one episode where like Nandor tracks down like his last surviving relative, and she's like an old lady, and she dies, and they're going to her funeral, and they're like in the church, but they're all like bleeding and like smoking because they're vampires. So
Wait.
like
What the hell are you guys talking about again?
what we do in the shadows.
Oh,
So like they're sitting in the church, but like they're smoking and like starting to flame up because their vampires are damned. So they're just
on
like
season 3.
no season 1. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm on episode 5. I've been
Okay.
starting
catch
it
up,
though.
Rob.
it's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I
catch
still
up
watched
too.
the movie.
I like when they randomly like point out the cameraman behind him that you're still watching a documentary every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
You know
So,
what I'm talking about. It's like, why are there cameramen? You do not see the cameraman.
yeah.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's really all I got for today. I guess it was a pretty short episode. And we really didn't talk about Sandman that much, but there really wasn't much to say. I
Not
think like
much to say.
there was like a southern guy with a southern voice note. I think that's Corinthian. So he should be cool. You see, he's like a nightmare that Dream created, but he's like a serial killer once he gets to the waking world. So he was probably one of the better villains of the comic series. So
wait, is that the one with the teeth?
he's the one with the the eye. He has like instead of
Yes.
eyeballs, he has 2 mouths. But he wears sunglasses so they can't see it. So yeah, he should be cool to see. And I guess they're gonna do but before they can do that, they had like the serial killer convention in the comic. So
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
yeah, and dark. And then there was, but before that, they got to do Dr. Destiny. Remember him, guys?
Oh
Nope.
yes.
He's in.
Yeah.
He's from my script. Yeah, he's in the Sandman comic. So because he also controls dreams. You don't remember
If
my?
you-
Yeah, I remember.
No, I don't. I guess I should go back and listen to one of our previous episodes.
Yeah, Tip voiced him.
Yeah. Yep, you can listen
Yeah.
to it. I remember. I was Batman. It was.
Yeah.
I
the best day of my
remember.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
he'll
remember.
he'll be in the show,
I
but
was
probably like
just plugging
a much scarier version. Yeah, that diner scene's gonna be really messed up. I wonder if they'll
Does
tone that
anyone
down.
start covering Doom Patrol? Season 3's out.
Oh, I never even finished season 1. I know it's your favorite show, though, Major.
It's my least favorite show, but
You gotta watch
I
it.
have
So give
enough.
your spiel.
I'll watch it. Whatever the equivalency of like rage scrolling is.
Well, I'm interested. 'Cause I think the Brotherhood of Evil is going to be in it, so that's like their main enemies in the comics. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
as long as they bring that street back, that street, Danny the Street, probably
Yeah.
one of the best characters on television.
yeah. So, well, I think hopefully they'll get more love since it's not in DC Universe anymore. It's on HBO Max, so hopefully we'll get more exposure, and like more respect.
We'll see. I heard Titans 3 was better than Titans Season 2, so
Yeah, I'm probably not going to watch that either. I just
No,
get like,
that Season 2 that was that bad for you because you were in love with, weren't you in love? You and Spencer were in love with Season 1, weren't they?
I never watched any
episode.
episode. I've never seen a single episode of Titans. I'm just like,
no, maybe it was just him.
yeah.
I watched like the first half of the season. And
I just didn't know anything. I just wasn't enthused. I'm not a big Teen Titans fan anyway.
big shout out to Richard Haddon, though, the writer, one of the writers for Titans.
Oh, okay. I might check out Young Justice when that comes back. That's like the animated series.
That could be fun. Tell us how it is. Maybe we'll hop in with you.
Yeah, well, watch the first two seasons. They're really good. It's probably the best DC animated series ever.
I'm sorry. Is that better than Batman the Animated Series?
I think just because it showcases the entire DC universe, and because it sort of like modernizes it and makes it hip and cool and more stylish, and there's actual stakes. So
Wow.
I think it's
okay.
a better DC universe show, but like the best DC cartoon based off a character is probably Batman the Animated Series. But to be fair, that show, like each episode is very much standalone. But at least Young Justice has like season-long story arcs.
Okay.
So if you like that kind of storytelling, I think Young Justice is better. And I think Justice League Unlimited, that also had like a season-long story arc, but also a lot of standalone episodes. But a lot of it was just like showcasing this obscure DC character. This episode's showcasing this obscure DC character. So, but
well, if you guys disagree or agree with Forrest, please tweet at us. Let Forrest know what you think at ZZelots Podcast. That's ZZ Elliot's podcast on Twitter.
yeah.
Forrest, know what you think about that.
All right. Well, that's our show. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
And I am Tip.
Okay. Bye, everyone. See you soon.